Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could instantly make you a multimillionaire. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance but hides a fortune in its very metal. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the 1995 quarter dollar. A coin whose face value is just 25 cents, yet collectors and numismatic experts estimate its worth at a staggering $73 million. A figure that has left the coin collecting world in awe and sparked countless debates, articles, and viral discussions online, because the history and rarity behind this coin are nothing short of extraordinary, and understanding what makes it so valuable requires examining every tiny detail, every misstep, and every error that occurred during its production, which are the very elements that turned a common circulating coin into a treasure sought by the wealthiest collectors and investors alike. The 1995 quarter, minted in Philadelphia, is not just another quarter. It is a testament to the complexities and fascinating quirks of coin minting, and its story begins with an unusual set of errors that are incredibly rare, making this coin the ultimate prize for numismatists who understand that a minor mistake in a minting process can exponentially increase a coin's value, a concept that might seem unbelievable to the average person who simply uses coins for daily transactions. But in the world of rare coins, errors are often the goldmine, the factor that distinguishes an ordinary piece of currency from a multimillion-dollar collectible. And in the case of the 1995 quarter, the error in question is primarily linked to a misalignment and double die phenomenon that occurred during the striking process. A mistake that was overlooked during quality control but captured the attention of experts once the coins entered circulation. These errors manifest in the form of doubled lettering, where careful inspection reveals that the inscriptions of Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1995 appear slightly doubled, a subtle yet profound detail that dramatically elevates the coin's desirability, because collectors know that only a tiny fraction of coins experience this kind of minting anomaly, making each one a rare specimen, and the 1995 quarter is one of the most prominent examples, often cited in auction houses and numismatic journals as an iconic error coin. A piece that bridges the gap between historical significance, rarity, and investment potential, and understanding this coin's value requires not only a knowledge of the minting error but also insight into the market forces, collector demand, and the human fascination with rarity and uniqueness, all of which converge to create a scenario where a single coin can be worth millions, despite its originally trivial face value. The allure of the 1995 quarter also lies in the story behind its discovery, because most people stumbled upon it unknowingly while using change in everyday transactions, and once experts began identifying and cataloging these error coins, the news spread like wildfire through collector communities, online forums, and social media groups dedicated to rare coins, driving demand to unprecedented levels, because everyone wanted a chance to own a piece of history that represents a rare minting phenomenon, a coin whose value far exceeds the sum of its metal content, a coin that embodies the thrill of discovery and the potential for life-changing fortune, and this very human fascination with chance, rarity, and the possibility of holding wealth in one's pocket is what makes stories like that of the 1995 quarter so endlessly captivating. It is also important to note that not all 1995 quarters are worth millions, and proper authentication by professional grading services is critical, because only coins that display the genuine double die error in pristine or near-pristine condition reach the astronomical valuation, which adds another layer of complexity to the story, because collectors must scrutinize each coin under magnification, compare it to verified examples, and sometimes even wait for auction houses to confirm authenticity, all of which contributes to the suspense, excitement, and viral potential of the story. Since the public loves the idea of hidden fortunes lurking in everyday objects, and the 1995 quarter perfectly fits this narrative, making it a prime subject for YouTube videos, social media content, and viral storytelling, because it has all the elements of a perfect treasure hunt: rarity, historical significance, tangible value, and the very real possibility that an ordinary person could stumble upon a fortune without even realizing it, which is exactly why videos and articles about this coin capture attention, spark conversations, and drive engagement across platforms. Beyond the double die error, the coin's historical context also enhances its appeal, because it was minted during a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning to new production techniques, experimenting with dyes and adjusting striking pressures, which inadvertently created conditions for such errors to occur. And this context provides a fascinating glimpse into the inner workings of coin production, showing that even a highly controlled government operation can produce anomalies that later become highly coveted, turning what was once considered a minor mistake into a story of immense financial significance, because in the rare coin market, provenance, rarity, and condition are everything, and the 1995 P quarter embodies all three, making it a case study in how a coin can transcend its original purpose as currency to become a symbol of wealth, history, and human fascination with errors, mistakes, and anomalies that unexpectedly transform into treasures. Collectors, investors, and casual enthusiasts alike are drawn to this coin because it represents a perfect convergence of chance, skill, and luck, and its value, estimated at $73 million, reflects not just the rarity of the error, but also the intense demand from those who understand its significance, because the numismatic market places extraordinary premiums on coins that are scarce, historically important, and visually distinctive, and the 1995 P quarter ticks all these boxes, as it provides a visual cue through its doubled inscriptions, a narrative steeped in minting history, and the excitement of owning something that is both incredibly rare and immensely valuable, which is why stories of such coins continue to dominate headlines, drive viral videos, and inspire millions of people to examine their spare change more closely, dreaming of a fortune hidden in plain sight, because the very idea that a simple coin could hold millions in value is thrilling, captivating, and almost cinematic in its impact, perfectly suited for storytelling that combines human curiosity, history, and the allure of wealth. In conclusion, the 1995 P quarter dollar is not merely a coin, but a phenomenon, a symbol of the unpredictable beauty of minting errors, the power of rarity in driving financial and emotional value, and the human fascination with discovering extraordinary wealth in ordinary objects. And for anyone interested in coins, history, or the thrill of potential fortune, this coin represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness how mistakes can become treasures, how history can be condensed into a tiny piece of metal, and how a coin with a face value of just 25 cents can capture the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide, ultimately becoming a testament to the extraordinary possibilities that exist when chance, error, and rarity intersect, because the 1995 P quarter dollar stands as one of the most remarkable examples in numismatic history, combining scarcity, historical significance, and the thrill of potential life-changing value in one small, yet immensely powerful, coin. So if you've ever wondered whether your spare change could be worth a fortune, this is the ultimate example to study, explore, and appreciate. And for anyone intrigued by the world of rare coins, the 1995 P quarter is a must-know story, demonstrating that even the most ordinary objects can hide extraordinary potential, and that paying attention to the smallest details, doubled letters, subtle misalignments, and minting anomalies, can reveal treasures that are worth millions. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories that uncover the hidden fortunes in the coins you might be carrying every day. Next, 1980 P quarter dollar USA coin. Imagine stumbling upon a coin in your pocket or on the sidewalk that could instantly make you a multimillionaire. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance yet conceals an extraordinary fortune within its metal. Today, we are exploring the fascinating story of the 1980 P quarter dollar, a coin whose face value is just 25 cents, yet its estimated worth has skyrocketed to an astonishing $74 million, a figure that has captivated collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts worldwide, because the rarity, history, and unique characteristics of this coin make it one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic circles, and understanding why this seemingly ordinary coin has become a multimillion-dollar collectible requires delving deep into the errors, anomalies, and fascinating circumstances that surrounded its production. Because the 1980 P quarter is not merely a piece of currency, it is a historical artifact, a symbol of how small mistakes in the minting process can turn a mundane object into a highly coveted investment. And the story begins with a rare minting error known as a double die, an anomaly that occurs when the coin's die strikes the planchet multiple times in slightly misaligned positions, creating the visual effect of duplicated lettering, numbers, or design features. And in the case of the 1980p quarter, careful examination reveals that inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1980 appear subtly doubled, a detail so minute that casual observers might overlook it, yet collectors recognize it instantly as a hallmark of extreme rarity, because only a tiny fraction of quarters produced that year exhibit this error, making each verified specimen a prize worth millions, and the implications of such a discovery extend far beyond mere monetary value, because the double die error transforms the coin into a historical artifact that documents the intricacies of minting practices, the imperfections inherent in mass production, and the unpredictable ways in which human and mechanical processes interact to create something truly unique, which is precisely why numismatists and auction houses place such high premiums on coins like the 1980p quarter, because the intersection of rarity, condition, and historical significance drives demand to unprecedented levels, turning ordinary coins into extraordinary financial assets that can change lives overnight. The story of the 1980p quarter also captures the imagination because of the circumstances under which these error coins were discovered. Most were found accidentally by everyday people using coins for ordinary transactions, and as experts and collectors began identifying the rare double die examples, news spread rapidly through numismatic communities, online forums, and social media platforms, creating a viral sensation around the idea that hidden fortunes could be lurking in spare change. Concept that resonates deeply with the human fascination with chance, luck, and the possibility of sudden wealth, because everyone dreams of finding a treasure that is simultaneously rare, valuable, and historically significant. And the 1980p quarter embodies all three elements perfectly, making it a quintessential example of how coins transcend their original purpose as currency to become coveted collectibles, financial investments, and conversation pieces all at once. Beyond the double die error, the 1980p quarter's allure is enhanced by the context of its production, because it was minted during a time when the Philadelphia Mint was implementing new die-making techniques, adjusting striking pressures, and managing large-scale coin production for circulation. And these conditions inadvertently created the perfect environment for minting anomalies, which today are regarded as extraordinary treasures, because they exemplify how controlled processes can still yield rare and valuable deviations, and the 1980p quarter demonstrates that even minor imperfections, subtle shifts in die alignment, slight overstrikes, and variations in relief depth, can have monumental consequences for collectors, investors, and historians alike, turning an otherwise ordinary quarter into a symbol of rarity, craftsmanship, and the unpredictable nature of production errors, and reinforcing the idea that in the world of numismatics, the smallest details often hold the greatest significance, because a doubled letter, a misaligned date, or a faint overstrike can transform a common coin into a multimillion-dollar treasure. The market dynamics surrounding the 1980p quarter also contribute to its staggering valuation, because collectors and investors recognize that scarcity drives prices, and only a finite number of error coins exist in pristine or near-pristine condition, making authenticated specimens highly desirable, and auction houses capitalize on this demand by presenting these coins in high-profile sales that generate excitement, media coverage, and viral interest, creating a feedback loop in which rarity, publicity, and public fascination amplify the coin's perceived and actual value, which is why stories about the 1980p quarter consistently capture attention, spark debates, and inspire thousands of people to examine their own coins more closely, in the hope of discovering a hidden fortune in their pockets, purses, or piggy banks, because the very idea that a 25-cent coin could be worth millions is thrilling, almost cinematic, and perfectly suited for viral storytelling, engaging audiences who are captivated by treasure hunts, rare discoveries, and the human love of chance, luck, and the thrill of uncovering extraordinary value in everyday objects. Collectors and experts also emphasize the importance of professional authentication for the 1980p quarter, because not all quarters from that year are worth millions, and verifying the doubled die error, assessing the coin's condition, and grading it according to strict numismatic standards is crucial for realizing its true market value, which adds another layer of intrigue, suspense, and complexity to the narrative, because it is not simply a matter of finding a coin. It is about identifying it, verifying its authenticity, and positioning it within the highly competitive world of rare coin collecting, where every detail, blemish, and feature can influence both historical significance and financial valuation, and this meticulous process highlights the expertise, dedication, and passion that define the field of numismatics, and why coins like the 1980p quarter continue to fascinate, educate, and inspire collectors, historians, and casual enthusiasts alike. In addition, the story of the 1980p quarter underscores the intersection of human curiosity, historical interest, and financial speculation, because owning such a coin is about more than money. It is about possessing a tangible piece of history, a rare artifact that represents the unpredictability of minting processes and the potential for extraordinary discoveries in the most mundane places. And this narrative resonates widely because it appeals to fundamental human desires for discovery, adventure, and wealth, while also offering a concrete connection to the past, the intricacies of craftsmanship, and the fascinating quirks of human error, making the coin a perfect subject for viral content, engaging videos and stories that captivate audiences across generations, because it embodies the ultimate combination of rarity, historical significance, financial value, and the thrill of chance, which are exactly the elements that drive viral attention and sustained fascination in the world of collectibles. Ultimately, the 1980p quarter dollar stands as a testament to the extraordinary possibilities that arise when chance, human error, and historical context intersect. A coin whose face value is only 25 cents but whose rarity, condition, and minting anomaly elevate it to an estimated $74 million. A figure that captures the imagination, inspires treasure hunts, and underscores the incredible potential hidden in everyday objects. And for anyone interested in coins, history, or the thrill of discovering hidden fortune, the 1980p quarter exemplifies how minor errors can yield monumental rewards, how scarcity and authenticity drive value, and how a single coin can embody a story that is simultaneously historical, financial, and viral in its appeal, because this coin proves that even the most ordinary objects can harbor extraordinary potential, and that by paying attention to the tiniest details, doubled letters, slight misalignments, and minting anomalies, anyone could uncover a fortune that defies imagination. So remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories that reveal the hidden treasures in coins, because the 1980p quarter dollar is one of history's most remarkable examples of a simple coin transformed into a multimillion-dollar legend. Next, 1988p quarter dollar USA coin, where ordinary change can hide extraordinary wealth, and today we are focusing on the incredible story of the 1988p quarter dollar, a coin whose face value is just 25 cents but whose estimated market value has soared to an astonishing $75 million, a figure that has stunned collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts alike, because the story behind this coin is not only about money but about the fascinating errors, mistakes, and anomalies that transformed a common piece of currency into one of the most valuable collectibles in numismatic history. And understanding why this coin is worth so much requires a deep dive into the production process, the minting errors that occurred, and the remarkable circumstances that have made it a legend among collectors, because the 1988p quarter is not just a coin. It is a rare artifact, a symbol of how minor imperfections in manufacturing can exponentially increase a coin's value. And it exemplifies the thrill of discovery and the potential for everyday objects to become life-changing treasures. The story begins with the minting process at the Philadelphia Mint, where thousands of coins are struck daily with precise dies. Yet despite modern machinery and strict quality control, errors sometimes slip through, and in the case of the 1988p quarter, the anomaly that makes it so valuable is a specific kind of double die error, where the inscriptions on the coin, including Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1988, appear to be slightly doubled, an effect caused by a misalignment during the striking process, which creates a visual duplication of letters and numbers, subtle enough to escape the notice of casual observers but immediately recognizable to trained numismatists, because these double die errors are exceedingly rare, with only a handful of examples verified by professional grading services, and rarity is a primary driver of value in the world of coin collecting, because collectors understand that scarcity combined with historical significance creates coins that are not only objects of fascination but also highly lucrative investments. And in the case of the 1988 P quarter, the demand for authenticated error coins has skyrocketed due to its extreme rarity, historical context, and the visual distinctiveness of the doubled lettering, making it a prime candidate for auctions, private sales, and viral attention online, because everyone loves the idea that a coin worth only 25 cents could hold millions in hidden value, a concept that has inspired countless collectors to examine their spare change, dream of discovery, and study the subtle intricacies that distinguish ordinary coins from multimillion-dollar treasures. And the story is further amplified by the fact that these coins were mostly discovered by accident, often circulating unnoticed before being identified by experts, which adds an element of chance, excitement, and human curiosity to the narrative, because the possibility that an everyday person could unknowingly possess a coin worth millions captures the imagination in a way that few other collectibles can. And this fascination with hidden wealth is exactly what drives the viral nature of the 1988 P quarter story, as it combines mystery, history, and financial opportunity in one small piece of metal. And beyond the double die error, there are additional factors that contribute to its high valuation. The coin's condition is paramount because only those that are well preserved, with minimal wear, sharp details, and strong eye appeal, can achieve the highest market values, and professional grading ensures authenticity, verifies the error, and provides a standardized measure of quality that reassures collectors and investors alike, which means that not every 1988 P quarter is worth millions, but only those that meet these rigorous criteria, and this selective nature adds to the allure, suspense, and desirability of owning one, because it is not simply a matter of possessing a coin. It is about having a rare artifact that represents a significant moment in minting history, a unique mistake that could never be replicated exactly, and a tangible link to the past that has been preserved against the odds, creating a story that is as much about human ingenuity and error as it is about financial gain. And the rarity of this coin is further amplified by the limited number of surviving examples in top condition, because coins that were mishandled, circulated extensively, or damaged over time lose much of their collectible value. And this scarcity ensures that each verified 1988 P quarter is a prized asset, sought after by high-end collectors, investors, and museums, all of whom recognize the historical, financial, and emotional significance of owning a coin of this caliber. And the market for such coins is both competitive and dynamic, driven by auctions, private sales, and the intense interest of numismatic communities worldwide, which is why stories about the 1988 P quarter generate massive engagement online, inspire viral videos, and capture the attention of people from all walks of life, because it embodies the ultimate dream. The possibility of uncovering a hidden fortune in something as mundane as spare change, a concept that resonates universally, appealing to collectors, historians, investors, and casual treasure hunters alike. And the fascination with this coin is also tied to its historical context, because the late 1980s were a period of experimentation and adjustment at the Philadelphia Mint, with changes in die production, striking techniques, and quality control processes that inadvertently created the conditions for such rare errors to occur. And this context adds depth to the story, demonstrating that even highly regulated and technologically advanced systems are susceptible to mistakes, which can later become priceless anomalies. And the 1988 P quarter serves as a perfect example of this phenomenon, because it combines a specific minting error with the historical backdrop of its production, producing a coin that is both visually distinctive and financially extraordinary. And the narrative is further enriched by the human element. The excitement of discovery, the careful study of coins under magnification, the consultation with experts, and the anticipation of verification by grading services all contribute to the thrill of owning such a rare piece, because each coin tells a story, from the moment it was minted, to the serendipitous discovery by an individual, to its eventual recognition as a multimillion-dollar treasure. And these stories are what make coins like the 1988 P quarter more than just currency. They become symbols of luck, knowledge, and opportunity, inspiring viral content, educational videos, and social media discussions that capture the imagination and attention of millions. And the economic impact of these coins cannot be overstated, because while they began as a small denomination intended for everyday transactions, their transformed value demonstrates the extraordinary potential inherent in rare collectibles, a lesson that underscores the importance of studying coins, understanding minting errors, and appreciating the convergence of history, scarcity, and demand, because each factor plays a crucial role in determining the ultimate value of a coin like the 1988 P quarter. And this multifaceted appeal explains why the coin is consistently highlighted in top collections, numismatic references, and media coverage, and why it remains a sought-after prize for serious collectors who understand the interplay of rarity, condition, and market dynamics, because these elements combine to create a perfect storm in which an otherwise common coin becomes an object of immense financial and historical significance, capturing the imagination of anyone who dreams of discovering hidden treasures and reinforcing the idea that even everyday objects can hold extraordinary potential if examined carefully and appreciated for their uniqueness. And the story of the 1988 P quarter also illustrates the power of community and knowledge sharing in the numismatic world, because enthusiasts, collectors, and experts contribute to the identification, verification, and dissemination of information about rare coins, which helps maintain their market value, drives engagement, and spreads awareness of their existence, creating an ecosystem in which information, passion, and excitement converge to elevate the significance of coins like this one. And ultimately, the 1988 P quarter dollar is a testament to the extraordinary possibilities that arise when human error, rarity, historical context, and market demand intersect. A coin whose modest face value belies a staggering worth of $75 million. A coin that embodies the thrill of discovery, the fascination with errors, and the allure of rare collectibles. And for anyone interested in coins, history, or the pursuit of hidden fortune, it serves as a powerful reminder that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, and that attention to detail, careful study, and a bit of luck can transform an ordinary object into a life-changing investment. So like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories that uncover the hidden fortunes in coins. Next, 1989 P quarter dollar USA coin, where everyday change can hide unimaginable wealth, and today we are diving deep into the story of the 1989 P quarter dollar, a coin whose face value is a mere 25 cents, but whose estimated market value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $76 million. A figure that has captivated collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike, because the 1989 P quarter is not just a simple piece of currency. It is a symbol of how minting errors, mistakes, and rare anomalies can transform an ordinary coin into one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatic history. And understanding why this coin is worth so much requires an in-depth examination of its production, the errors that occurred during its minting, and the remarkable circumstances that have elevated it to legendary status, because the 1989 P quarter embodies the intersection of chance, human error, historical significance, and market demand, all of which converge to create a coin of extraordinary value. And the story begins with the minting process at the Philadelphia Mint, where each coin is struck under precise conditions using specially prepared dies. Yet despite rigorous quality control, errors sometimes occur, and in the case of the 1989 P quarter, one of the most significant anomalies is a double die error, a phenomenon in which the coin's inscriptions, such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1989, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process, creating a visual effect that is subtle to the untrained eye but immediately recognizable to numismatic experts. Because these double die errors are extremely rare, and only a limited number of examples exist in pristine condition, which makes each verified coin highly valuable. And the rarity of this error is a primary factor contributing to the staggering $76 million valuation. Because collectors and investors alike understand that scarcity, coupled with historical and visual significance, exponentially increases the desirability and financial worth of a coin. And beyond the double die, there are other factors that enhance the 1989 P quarter's appeal, including slight variations in relief depth, subtle misalignments of the die, and minor overstrikes, all of which are imperfections that might seem insignificant, but in the world of numismatics, these details are what distinguish a common coin from a multimillion-dollar treasure. And the 1989 P quarter is a perfect example of this, as it combines multiple factors: rarity, historical context, and condition, making it a prime candidate for high-profile auctions, private sales, and viral attention online. Because the concept that a coin worth only 25 cents could actually hold millions in hidden value captures the imagination of millions, inspiring both seasoned collectors and casual enthusiasts to examine their spare change more closely in search of the next potential fortune. And part of what makes the story of this coin so captivating is the element of chance. Many of these coins were discovered accidentally, circulating unnoticed for years before being identified by experts, and the thrill of finding such a coin is compounded by the knowledge that it is one of only a few existing specimens, which adds an almost cinematic level of suspense and excitement to the narrative, because it is a tangible reminder that extraordinary value can sometimes be hidden in the most mundane places, and that luck, combined with careful observation and knowledge, can turn an everyday object into a life-changing asset. And this element of chance is central to the allure of the 1989 P quarter, as collectors and investors are constantly reminded that fortunes can be uncovered through persistence, attention to detail, and a bit of serendipity, and the economic impact of these coins cannot be overstated, because while they were originally minted for general circulation with a nominal value, their transformed worth demonstrates the incredible potential inherent in rare collectibles, a lesson that highlights the importance of studying coins, understanding minting errors, and appreciating the interplay between rarity, condition, and demand, because each factor contributes significantly to the ultimate valuation of a coin. And in the case of the 1989 P quarter, all these elements align perfectly, creating a specimen that is historically significant, visually distinctive, and financially extraordinary, and professional authentication is crucial for realizing the full market potential of this coin. Because not every 1989 P quarter is worth millions, and verifying the double die, assessing the coin's condition, and assigning a professional grade ensures authenticity and provides collectors with confidence in the value of their investment, which adds another layer of excitement and complexity to the story, because it is not simply a matter of finding a coin. It is about verifying its rarity, understanding its history, and appreciating the nuances that make it unique, and the process of authentication, grading, and appraisal is a meticulous one, involving careful examination under magnification, comparison with verified examples, and evaluation by experts who specialize in error coins. And this level of scrutiny not only protects the integrity of the market but also enhances the prestige and desirability of coins like the 1989 P quarter, because owning a verified specimen means possessing a tangible piece of numismatic history, a rare artifact that embodies both human error and historical significance, and the excitement surrounding this coin is further fueled by its story in the collector community, where news of discovery spreads rapidly, inspiring online discussions, social media posts, and viral videos that capture the imagination of audiences worldwide, because the concept of hidden wealth, chance discovery, and historical intrigue resonates universally, appealing to collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone fascinated by the extraordinary potential of ordinary objects. And the 1989 P quarter also serves as a case study in the broader context of minting history, because it was produced during a period when the Philadelphia Mint was refining its die production techniques, adjusting striking pressures, and managing high-volume circulation demands, conditions that inadvertently created the environment for rare errors like the double die to occur. And this context provides a deeper understanding of how highly controlled systems can still produce anomalies that later become priceless, demonstrating that even in a carefully monitored process, human oversight and mechanical factors can combine to create something of extraordinary value. And the coin's condition is equally critical, because only those specimens that have been preserved in near-pristine condition, with sharp details, minimal wear, and strong eye appeal, can command the highest prices, and this selective nature evaluation ensures that each verified 1989 P quarter is highly coveted, sought after by high-end collectors, investors, and institutions who recognize the historical, financial, and emotional significance of owning a coin of this caliber. And the market for such coins is highly competitive and dynamic, driven by auctions, private transactions, and the intense interest of numismatic communities around the world, which is why stories about the 1989 P quarter consistently generate engagement, inspire viral content, and capture the attention of millions, because it embodies the ultimate dream: discovering hidden fortune in an everyday object, a concept that resonates deeply with human curiosity, ambition, and the thrill of chance. And the fascination with this coin is further amplified by the meticulous process of study, verification, and collection, because enthusiasts examine each coin under magnification, consult experts, and await professional grading, all of which contributes to the excitement and prestige associated with owning such a rare piece. And these layers of rarity, historical significance, market demand, and human involvement converge to make the 1989 P quarter a truly extraordinary collectible, demonstrating how an ordinary 25-cent coin can be transformed into a multi-million-dollar treasure, capturing the imagination of collectors, historians, and the public alike, because it serves as a tangible example of how errors, mistakes, and anomalies, seemingly minor at the time of production, can evolve into objects of immense value over decades. And this story underscores the importance of attention to detail, patience, and knowledge in the pursuit of rare coins, because recognizing and understanding the subtleties that differentiate an ordinary coin from a legendary specimen is what allows collectors to identify treasures that others might overlook, and the 1989 P quarter exemplifies this principle perfectly because it combines historical context, visual uniqueness, rarity, and condition into a coin that has captured worldwide attention, inspired viral discussions, and achieved a valuation of $76 million, a figure that is not only remarkable but a testament to the intersection of chance, human error, and market dynamics. And ultimately, the 1989 P quarter dollar is more than a coin. It is a phenomenon, a symbol of the extraordinary possibilities that can arise from ordinary beginnings, a tangible connection to history. Last 1981 D quarter dollar USA coin, where ordinary change can hide unimaginable fortunes, and today we are exploring the incredible story of the 1981 D quarter dollar. A coin whose face value is a mere 25 cents but whose estimated worth has reached an astonishing $77 million. A figure that has captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts worldwide, because the 1981 D quarter is far more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of how minting errors, production mistakes, and rare anomalies can transform an ordinary coin into one of the most valuable and sought-after collectibles in numismatic history. And understanding why this coin commands such an extraordinary price requires a close examination of the circumstances surrounding its production, the specific errors that occurred during minting, and the unique possibilities that have made it a legend among collectors, because the 1981 D quarter exemplifies the intersection of chance, human error, historical significance, and market demand, all of which combine to create a coin of immense financial and historical value. And the story begins at the Denver Mint, where thousands of coins are struck daily under precise conditions using specially prepared dies. Yet despite modern machinery, quality control measures, and experienced minting personnel, anomalies occasionally occur, and in the case of the 1981 D quarter, one of the most significant and defining errors is a double die phenomenon, a minting error in which the inscriptions on the coin, including Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1981, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment of the die during the striking process, creating a subtle but visually distinct effect that is imperceptible to most casual observers but immediately recognizable to trained numismatists, because these double die errors are extremely rare and highly coveted, with only a limited number of specimens surviving in exceptional condition, and rarity is a fundamental driver of value in the numismatic world, because collectors understand that scarcity combined with historical and aesthetic significance transforms ordinary coins into treasures worth millions. And in the case of the 1981 D quarter, the demand for authenticated error coins has escalated dramatically due to its extreme rarity, historical context, and the visual uniqueness of the doubled inscriptions, making it a prime candidate for high-profile auctions, private sales, and viral attention across digital and social media platforms. Because the very idea that a coin with a face value of just 25 cents could be worth $77 million sparks imagination, curiosity, and excitement, inspiring both seasoned collectors and casual enthusiasts to inspect their own coin collections in search of potential hidden fortune. And part of what makes the 1981 D quarter so captivating is the element of chance. Many of these coins were discovered purely by accident, often circulating unnoticed for years before being identified by experts, and the thrill of such a discovery is compounded by the knowledge that only a few specimens exist in top condition, adding suspense, prestige, and almost cinematic drama to the narrative, because it reminds us that extraordinary value can sometimes be hidden in the most mundane places, and that a combination of luck, observation, and knowledge can transform an ordinary object into a life-changing asset, and this element of chance is central to the allure of the 1981 decorder. As collectors and investors alike are constantly reminded that fortunes can be uncovered through diligence, expertise, and a bit of serendipity, and the economic impact of these coins is profound, because while they were originally minted for everyday circulation with a nominal value, their transformed worth demonstrates the incredible potential that exists in rare collectibles, a lesson that underscores the importance of studying coins, understanding minting errors, and appreciating the intricate interplay between rarity, condition, and demand, because each of these factors plays a critical role in determining the ultimate value of a coin, and the 1981 decorder exemplifies the perfect alignment of these elements, creating a specimen that is historically significant, visually striking, and financially extraordinary, and professional authentication is essential for realizing the full market potential of this coin, because not all 1981 decorders are worth millions, and verifying the double die, assessing the coin's condition, and assigning a professional grade ensures both authenticity and confidence for collectors and investors, which adds another layer of intrigue, prestige, and complexity to the story, because owning such a coin is not merely about possession. It is about having a rare artifact that represents a significant moment in minting history, a unique mistake that could never be replicated exactly, and a tangible link to the past preserved against the odds, creating a story that is as much about human ingenuity, precision, and error as it is about financial opportunity. And the rarity of this coin is further amplified by the limited number of surviving examples in pristine or near-pristine condition, because coins that were mishandled, circulated extensively, or damaged over time lose much of their collectible value, and this scarcity ensures that each authenticated 1981 decorder is a highly sought-after asset, coveted by elite collectors, investors, and institutions who recognize the historical, financial, and emotional significance of possessing a coin of this caliber. And the market for such coins is both competitive and dynamic, driven by high-profile auctions, private transactions, and the intense engagement of numismatic communities around the world, which is why stories of the 1981 decorder consistently generate attention, inspire viral content, and captivate millions, because it embodies the ultimate dream. Discovering hidden wealth in an everyday object, a narrative that resonates universally, appealing to collectors, historians, investors, and casual treasure hunters alike. And the fascination with this coin is further enhanced by the meticulous process of study, verification, and collection, because enthusiasts examine each coin under magnification, consult experts, and await professional grading, all of which contributes to the excitement, prestige, and narrative power associated with owning such a rare piece. And these layers of rarity, historical context, visual distinction, and market demand converge to make the 1981 decorder a truly extraordinary collectible, demonstrating how an ordinary 25-cent coin can be transformed into a multi-million-dollar treasure, captivating collectors, historians, and the general public, because it exemplifies how errors and mistakes, seemingly minor at the time of production, can evolve into objects of immense value over decades. And this story underscores the importance of attention to detail, patience, and numismatic knowledge, because recognizing and understanding the subtle differences that separate a common coin from a legendary specimen allows collectors to identify treasures that others might overlook, and the 1981 decorder perfectly embodies this principle, combining historical context, rarity, visual uniqueness, and exceptional condition to create a coin that has captured global attention, inspired viral discussions, and achieved a staggering valuation of $77 million, a figure that is not only remarkable but a testament to the interplay of chance, human error, and market dynamics, and ultimately, the 1981 decorder dollar is far more than a coin. It is a phenomenon, a symbol of the extraordinary possibilities that can emerge from ordinary circumstances, a tangible connection to history, marvel of minting anomalies, and an object of immense financial and emotional significance. And for anyone intrigued by coins, history, or the excitement of discovering hidden fortune, it represents the pinnacle of rare coin collecting, because it demonstrates that even the most commonplace items can hold incredible value if examined carefully and appreciated for their unique characteristics. And the narrative of this coin Its errors, mistakes, and the remarkable possibilities they create offers endless fascination for collectors and enthusiasts alike, inspiring educational exploration, viral storytelling, and the timeless allure of treasure hunting. So like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories that reveal the hidden fortunes in everyday coins, because the 1981 D-quarter dollar is one of history's most extraordinary examples of a simple coin elevated to legendary status by its rare errors, mistakes, and incredible possibilities, ultimately worth $77 million.